Here this morning. It's been a little while since I've given you guys some meat here on the Insta Snap on the story. So I've got a pen and a pad, and I thought that in light of what we're doing this month in a mastermind, I fucking soiled my shirt. Golly gosh. So when we're analyzing the financial statements of a business, there's really three main statements that we really look at: the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow statement. And the reason I'm sharing this is because I believe that by understanding securities analysis and how to analyze a business, you can learn a lot about how you run your own finances personally. And let me explain. The income statement here is really about your revenues and your expenses, and at the bottom line here ends up being your profit, or in the company we call it earnings. Over here in the balance sheet, it's all about your assets, your liabilities, and then we sum it to get either a book value or your equity, or in the personal context, it would be like your net worth. This is about net worth. Now, the cash flow is a little different. Let me get a different colored pen. The top line of your cash flow statement comes from here. Your earnings, your net income or your earnings, the bottom line of this one ends up being the top line of this one. And the cash flow really states how the company or how the business is allocating the earnings. What's happening to this cash that they're earning over here. Now, this side is really split into three sections. It's the cash from operations, the cash from investment activity, and the cash from financing activity. The operations, by the way, is how they're running the business. You really want this to be very positive. You want the operations of the business to be really positive, as in positive cash flow. The investment, you can be happy if that's a negative, because what that means is they're taking the earnings from their operations and investing it and building wealth in that way. Okay, so that's okay if that's negative. And then financing, it's also okay if that's negative, because that means that they're paying back their debts with the cash. So they're using the operational cash flow to invest and pay off debt. So positive, negative, negative. Understand that. Now, understand that when you have a company who has this pattern, positive, negative, negative, it means their operations are working. They are profitable motherfuckers. Then they're taking the cash and they're investing, which increases their assets. And then they're taking the cash and paying down their debts, which reduces their liabilities. And when this increases and that reduces, their net worth goes up. Okay? This is the order of operations. Now, on a side note, at the bottom of this one, you have something called free cash flow. There's a formula for that. We won't go into it today, but the free cash flow, by the way, Warren Buffett, the number one way that he evaluates an entire business is with the free cash flow. Specifically, he has a discounted present value of future cash flow. This is what he uses to evaluate the whole fucking setup. And this is very underrated. Now, here's the real juice of the lesson. Here's the reason I wanted to share this today. The question you might be asking is, what the fuck relevance does this have in my life? It doesn't mean anything to me. Here's the thing. Everyone understands this when they're analyzing stocks and businesses. Every investor, every financial analyst in the world, and this is not specialized knowledge, this is just the normal thing. But when it comes to an individual, when it comes to you as a human building wealth, everyone just throws these rules out the window. What I mean by that is that so few people focus on that. They don't really care. They have a job and they're in a career, and that's my income. I make this income, and I'm not going to change. They really don't believe in themselves. I need to get this up though, my net worth, and usually what I got to do is get a big fucking loan and go and buy a house. This is the thing. Get a loan and buy a house. This is what the people do. They completely ignore this. They just want to go and buy a house. And when this is going down and when this is going down and you're not focusing on this and that's going sideways, what's happening to your free cash flow? Down, down, down. Remember what I said? Warren Buffett uses this above anything else to evaluate a company. Now, company aside, you as an individual, to evaluate you as a financial investment, you don't want this to be going down. You want your future cash flow to be going up. You want to be doing the opposite of this. So many people are focused on what investment, what hot stock, what house, how can I go and do that, what Bitcoin, all this thing, without focusing here first, without focusing on their operational income, which is their earnings, which is their revenue, which comes from serving people in the economy, packaging a product and serving people. If you want to build the wealth as an individual and you want to become someone who others invest in, You want to become a good financial investment. You want to treat yourself like a well-run company. You want to treat your personal affairs like you're a corporation, because you are one. And there's an order of operations to do that. It starts with revenue. It starts with increasing your income and your income making potential. So many people reach out to me every day, making 50 grand a year, wondering what stock they should buy. You should not be buying any stocks or houses or investments. If you're making $50,000 a year, you need to invest in your brain and your income making ability and your skills so that you can increase the top line. Because without a good top line, the rest of the thing's flogged. So if learning more about this kind of thing is inspiring to you, it resonates, and you want to take it a lot deeper, swipe it up and go and join us in the mastermind. This month, we're addressing this from a company standpoint and an individual standpoint as well, addressing the whole thing. When I teach my guys how to build wealth as an individual, I want to teach them the whole thing, the top line. Full product empire, lean, green, profit machine. Go and get the 500 grand a year at least. You need to be making 500 at the top line. Then how to invest it wisely. Then how to manage the income. Then how to have your future cash flows increasing through the ages, building wealth, then building your net worth. We teach it all in the mastermind. Swipe up, join us. We will see you over there.